Terraria is a game I have hundreds of hours in, but I only seem to have half the achievements. So I thought I'm gonna get every single achievement, from chopping down a tree to whatever the hell this is. And I'm gonna do it all on one save with no mods and on my own. First of all, to actually do this challenge, I need to get rid of these achievements, which I got when I was 10 years old. Boom. And now I got no achievements on the game. Name for character, subscribe. And I'm gonna go into expert mode because I know drops are a lot better in expert mode. I would later really regret this decision. A little thing you might not know, which I didn't know until I prepared for this video. There is an achievement for Pacific Seeds, so we're gonna go with this seed. It's the most basic you can get, which means we're instantly gonna get our first achievement. It's a rare realm. We instantly got a first achievement, boys. Okay, let's get our second achievement. Second achievement achieved. We're just flying through them. We're flying through them. We got our little buddy. It's not an achievement, but that's pretty cool. Hello, man. Achievement, baby! Ready for our next achievement? Boom! Workbench, baby! Thanks for the confetti, bro. There we go. No hobo. Next achievement achieved. We've got a little house going. We're gonna go to a cave. We're gonna get loot. We're gonna get geared up. You got me. So we're gonna go left. Oh, big tree. So I started looting all the chests I could find. We got more chests! Until some slimes just fucked me up, man. Okay. My first night. The summoner. I got a little bird on my head. Should be. Oh, shiny. Mine the first nugget of all with a pickaxe. Moon Lord legs. After getting some pretty good early game armor, I got my next achievement. I am loot. First achievement. Not first achievement. And while I was in the same chest looting, I got my next achievement. You can do it. Survive the first night. Got some good loot now. We're jumping higher. We're running faster. We're sliding down walls. First day, this is pretty good. Oh, desert. Okay, desert is interesting. That was a small desert. After that disappointment, I decided to go mining, where I found my next opportunity for an achievement. Oh, life crystal. Heartbreaker. I can get another achievement here if I run something over with this railway track. Yeah, I need a slime or something. Nice. Vehicular manslaughter. I was bound to die at some point, so I crafted an anvil. There's another achievement. A hammer and some armor. Boom. I then went on the hunt for some shooting stars. Yep. Boom, boom. Next achievement achieved. I then went on the hunt for a hook. Oh, I got a hook, which I literally found in like the first mob I killed. Then I accidentally stumbled across a beehive, which is... I'm way too early for this shit. Ah, shit. I might be fucked. So I teleported back home to craft my grappling hook. Should be able to make a grappling hook. Boom. I started killing demonized to get their lenses to craft the Eye of Cthulhu boss spawner. But I needed an altar to actually craft it, so while I was hunting, I tried to find a corrupt biome, which wasn't too hard. You head a direction long enough, you'll find something. Then I had to go down the right hole to get the altars, and eventually I fell down the right hole eventually. And while I was there, I thought I'd take this opportunity to get another achievement. See these orbs down here? If we destroyed 3 of these, it would spawn a boss that we are not ready for. But if we destroy 2 of them, yeah, that's no harm. You see, the reason I want to destroy these orbs is because when you destroy them, it drops some loot. Whether it be a weapon or a magic wand of some sort, I thought that would be useful. I got a musket. All of hurts. That's pretty good as well, actually. While I waited for night to get the rest of my lenses, I made this cute little bridge. I thought it was cute, man. Back to the lens hunt I went, because I wanted to find my first boss. After getting enough lenses, I went to the altar, crafted the eye, and while I waited for night, I thought I'd make a little town hall kind of area where all my residents can live. You know, it's not a slave farm. It's not a slave farm. It's not a slave farm. But it will be. Alright, first boss time. Let's go, bro. So I began my first boss fight. This fight will be legendary. Go down in history as the first ever victory for... Well, fuck. So I decided I'm gonna spend the next half an hour building a slave camp. I mean, the villager town hall. Yes. So I made the shitty base that you make for all your residents day 1. I think I need to actually go mining and get some actual loot and stuff. So I went mining, trying to get any materials I could, especially gold, and maybe find some chests, until... I got killed by a boulder. That's an achievement though. I then took all the gold that I mined and made a new gold pickaxe. Back to mining I went until I found the best thing I found so far. What the fuck is this? Someone's a shark pup. I got a pet! I got a pet! No achievement for that though, just pure joy. And then I found something which is actually quite useful to me. Oh, shit. I've got my second opportunity to fight the boss. So I finished off mining. I made a new yo-yo, which is a weapon I thought was pretty cool. And got some armor. And then... Come on! Round 2, baby. Got an achievement for a yo-yo, using a yo-yo. So I started the second fight again. trying my best with my new weapons and new gear. He entered the second phase, and I knew I couldn't give up. It was not over yet. I tried healing in every opportunity I could. And then I got real low. Just one hit away from death. Yes! Oh my god, I was low. So I went back into the caves and I went to an altar to craft another boss spawn egg, because I was determined to get achievement after achievement. I continued mining for a little bit longer until eventually I found... Oh, Jeepers Creepers. Web Slinger. I could be Spider-Man? I'm Spider-Man! Spider-Man! Let's take on the Slime King. So the fight started, and I thought this would be an easy fight, but it lasted longer than I thought it would. I found this technique, which was actually quite useful. Dumbass. But as I fought it longer and longer, eventually I got an achievement for a party being thrown, and then I killed it. Oh, double achievement! I have a goblin army approaching? Why? So just as I thought I was safe, the goblin army started attacking. There was hundreds of them, constantly attacking me, so I knew I needed to come up with a new technique. I dug a hole and I chucked them all in there. Once they were all in, I just chucked my big ball there until I got the achievement. Just at the same time, Pip also started playing Marvel Rivals. Too easy. Another achievement down. I then made some fancy clothes to get another achievement down, and then went back into the mines, where I stumbled across the hive again, and accidentally spawned the queen bee. Oh shit. I was not ready for this fight, and I knew it would fuck me up way quicker than I could fuck it up. I knew I wasn't ready for that. I then went back into the mines, getting a bunch of hot containers, upping my health, and then I eventually found another beehive. I found the queen bee spawner, and I thought, I'm not gonna mess with this time. I'm just gonna save it where the location is for later. Went back home, and another fucking goblin army spawned. And then eventually, I healed myself with the nurse so many times, I got an achievement, and then died so many times, it became a graveyard, which was another achievement. Quite a few achievements now, but I'm fucking fed up with these goblin armies, man. I then expanded on my villager trading area, slave camp, whatever you want to call it. Then I drank a potion which defied gravity and let me go to the top of the world, which was another achievement. I then randomly stumbled across some fairies from Zelda. Fairies. Hey, listen, encounter fairies. And then I decided I wanted to redecorate my house. Just as I started, the blood moon rose, which was awful for me, but it wasn't too bad because I'm pre-hard mode and I just easily shoot them off, which was then another achievement. I then spent the next hour working on a new house, which was, just a waste of time, really, if you're thinking about the speedrun aspect. But I want to enjoy myself this game. After finishing up my house, I got an achievement for walking a certain amount of distance, and then I started digging out my elevator. A elevator is just a big hole you dig straight down from the overworld, right down to hell at the bottom of the world. And after digging for about an hour, eventually I made it. Is that hell? Oh shit. Man, everything's lava. What the fuck? So you remember how I mentioned at the beginning we had a special seed for an achievement? Well, it turns out that special seed also includes hell, has a big lava pool in the middle, and then anything that is useful on either end. So it was time to build a massive railway track. Once I reached the actual land, I died, obviously. I'm not prepared for this shit, but on my way back down, I got an achievement by accident. Oh, look at that. I just fell and lost all my life. Basically, I fell with like 1 HP left and I got an achievement for that. I got bored of hell, so I decided I wanted to fight the next boss. This big snake wormy thing called Ear of Worlds. Shouldn't be too bad after I got all this gear. So the fight started and I just started swinging my balls around. Because there were so many heads to hit, I just did damage and boom, achievement. I used this remains to make some armor and tools. Okay. Got some actual good armor. I then used all the money I got from killing it to buy a minigun. Obtain a mini shark, achievement got. And then took my new gear down the elevator to get some of that hot materials down there to make some better armor and tools instantly. I then made a pickaxe, which was an achievement, some armor, and went back down into the mines, where I stumbled across a trap, which I realized was a trap, and I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna open this chest anyway because it was an achievement. Listen, I knew it was a trap, but I wanted the achievement. I'm not a fool! I wanted the achievement, guys! After proving I was a fool, I decided I want to go and fight the queen bee. Finally take that bitch down. I chugged all the potions, get ready, and the fight commenced. I shot my gun. I just shot the bitch. I slacked it around a bit, and I threw down these spiky balls. My thought was, they're flying around a lot. They're gonna fly into these spiky balls. They're gonna fuck the bitch up. And then eventually, after perseverance, I finally took the little bitch down. Boom, baby! Woo! I then traveled all the way to the left to find Skeletron's base. It was down this dark old broken down tree thing, and I made a little house in it to set my spawn. I then started killing a bunch of skeletons, and one of them eventually dropped a gold key, meaning I could open up the chest that was just outside the dungeon. And inside, I found this sword, which was really fucking useful for me. Oh shit! A Marism! You see, if you combine these 4 swords together, you create the Knight's Edge. Look at that shit! And, you know, the sword speaks for itself. Look at that shit. So with my newly acquired sword, I chucked every single potion I had in my chest. And I spawned in Skeletron, the next boss on my list I needed to take down. See, once I kill this guy, I have access to the dungeon, which means more loot, more materials, and more importantly, more achievements, baby. It didn't take long after throwing literally everything I had in my inventory to actually take that bitch down. Yes! Then I took this opportunity to go down into the dungeon and start looting the area. You know, nothing too interesting about it. Killed a slime and I got a key, which in turn got me an achievement. The chest didn't have much interesting in it, so I decided I want to take on the next boss that's on my list for an achievement, before going to the Wall of Flesh. The Wall of Flesh is the big boss that you need to take on before you go into hard mode. So first, I want to take on the Brain of Cthulhu, which is exactly where I headed next. And it turns out with all the loot I got, it was actually really fucking easy. I'm actually fucking it up real fucking good. After 2 minutes of fighting, if that, I took him out with ease. Boom, baby! I then started digging out a basement to put more chests in because my storage was kind of getting messy at this point. I then expanded my slave camp because, you know, I got more slaves to add to that camp. I started work on the Great Railway Track. I wanted to have a railway track from all the way to the left to the right of the world. And then I went down this tree and saw a gnome, and I remembered that there's an achievement for turning a gnome to stone via sunlight. So I just stayed above it for like an hour until the sun rose and got another achievement. Come here, boy. It then started to rain slime, so I did what any sane person would do and just jump inside of a pond and just swing my sword, killing slimes as they approached me. You see, if you kill 150 slimes during slime rain, King Slime spawns, and if you kill him, that's an achievement, so I needed that. But also, I wanted to drown in this water and drink some water to heal myself, because that's another achievement, drinking water inside of water to heal yourself while drowning. It's a very funny game. This game's funny. See, this guy thinks this game's fucking hilarious. Anyway, King Slime spawned after killing 150 slimes, and I've killed this boss a few times before. It was a piece of piss, and I actually finally got the slime mount from him, which I've been searching for ages. Yes! Which was another achievement using a mount. This is epic, gamers. The slime mount. I've been looking for this shit. See, I've been looking for that shit. Anyways, I heard it was quite a windy day, so I thought I'm gonna buy a kite and use this shit because that's another fucking achievement. Yeah, boy. I'm getting so many achievements, bro. I was indeed getting so many achievements, bruh. And I didn't plan on stopping, so I headed straight to hell, drank every single potion I had, and I started at the Wall of Flesh. This is the big boss. This is the boss that brings me to hardcore. Once I win this, so many more achievements are unlocked. So much more of opportunities to write. Oh, okay. And on my way back down to fight the boss again, I accidentally fell into the lava and hit the bottom of the world, which is another achievement. This is the face of a man who did not mean to get an achievement. Anyways, so I tried again, drank all my potions again, and this time, I fucking won. And you know what a victory means? That means achievements. Double time this time, because now I'm in hard mode. Ah, shit. This means new wars, new bosses, and most importantly, more achievements, baby. So I headed straight back up to start getting some more achievements. The first place I needed to go was a demon altar. If I break that, that will spawn more ores in and also get me an achievement. So I did that a bunch of times, saw some ore and broke that, which was another achievement. I then started exploring the new biomes that came when I entered hard mode and killing these new monsters, which drop souls of night. If you have souls of night and souls of flight, you're able to make some wings, so I need to do that. While digging though, I got this achievement for digging 10,000 tiles. When I headed back up to the surface, the next boss spawned, the twins. Oh shit, bitch, I'm not ready for this. This is like 2 Eye of Cthulhu's, but on crack cocaine because they're robots. And I was not ready for this fight. I am not prepared. Anyways, after getting enough souls of night, I headed up to the sky to get some souls of flight. You gotta kill these wyvern things in the sky. They drop souls of flight. And after finally getting enough of them, I crafted a set of wings. I then headed down to these fucking crystal mines, caves, things. It's just crystals everywhere. The reason I was down here is I was looking for this particular crystal that spawns the queen slime. Now sadly the queen slime isn't a hard kill, it's just a big ball of slime. But I wanted to kill this to get some better armor, and because it's an achievement. And that's the fucking goal. That's the main point of this, is get achievements. Have you not got that yet? Do you not understand that? We're 10 minutes into this video. Do you not understand what I want achievements? Do you not understand that? Oh yeah, I also found this fucking nymph or something in the mines. I think it was disguising as an NPC, but I was just swinging my sword and beating anything that got in my way. So that if it was an NPC, it was dying anyway. But it's another achievement, baby. Anyways, I found the crystal, and I thought, let's get ready for war. Let's fight this boss. I've fought the fucking Wall of Flesh. What harm is this? Turns out, I'm not very good. I died. So I tried again. I died again. But third time's the charm. Finally fucking did it. Beat that boy with a bat. Smack. I dropped 2 pieces of armor, which is better than 0. Then a pirate army spawned, and let me tell you, this is a lot worse than the goblin army. Goblins Goblins, piece of piss. Pirates, they have fucking guns, swords, and fucking massive pirate ships. So I built this little lava trap, which I should have done fucking ages ago. This is so fucking useful. Fucking pain in the ass to build when getting gangbanged by pirates, but it was useful. And eventually, finally beat the pirate army after what was literally an hour. And then spent a good amount of time fighting these interdimensional goblins. I don't really know, but there's an achievement for it eventually. You have to go a few rounds. Anyways, I thought it was time to take on that fucking eyeball guy from earlier. You know, the 2 cocaine eyes from earlier. I thought, you know, I geared up a little bit now. I think I can take him. I was wrong. I'm still very unprepared for this fight, apparently. After losing that boss battle, I went back and fought Deerclops, the only boss which I missed pre-hard mode. This boss was meant for pre-hard mode, like I said, so it was very easy with my new gear. And I beat that bitch real quickly, getting another achievement. I then went into the caves and got all this different gear, crafted a bunch of gear to get these boots. It was a bit tedious, took quite some time, but it was an achievement I needed to get, and these are the best boots in the game that makes you run super fast. I then started construction on my second tower for all my NPCs to live in. I made it identical with just better blocks, stone instead of wood, and glass windows in it to get a bit more light, and it just looked a bit better. I wanted 2 identical towers next to each other and just hope that there's no planes in the game, because that would not be ideal. After that, I decided to get my deck to be Yo-Yo Master. I noticed that I had a really good yo-yo, and if I have these add-ons, I could double my attack damage with these yo-yos. With my newfound power, I took on a mechanical worm, one of the 3 mechs that I needed to take down. And unlike the eyes, those fucking crack eyes from earlier, I actually won this bitch. It wasn't easy, don't get me wrong. After beating this bitch, it wasn't an achievement yet, because I needed to beat all 3 of these. So, with my confidence of my new weapon, what now, baby? I took on those crack eyes once again, and I lost. I got humbled real fucking quickly. After that, a solo eclipse happened, which is kind of like a blood moon, where a bunch of vampires and stuff came out. Nothing really major happened, just stood underneath this lava thing and everyone died. Then I stumbled across the shimmer. This is a weird pond that sparkles, and you can chuck items in and they transfer to different items. I've never really seen this before, but I knew if you put a heart crystal and a mana crystal in there, you get a better heart crystal and mana crystal, which give you a little buff. Anyways, I made a quick little farm for sharks, because I wanted to get enough shark fins to use my souls of might to upgrade my mini shark from earlier. After upgrading it, I went onto the railway track and tried to kill those eyes again. You see, the plan was simple. I would shoot my gun while they're chasing after me, and just going backwards on the railway track so they'd never be able to catch up. It was an ingenious plan. I saw no flaw with the plan. Went I down, but it turns out my own ingenious was my own downfall, as I went too far away from the head, so it despawned. No! But in my fucking rage to try and defeat him, I spawned him in again, and I was not ready for this fight. They took me out way too quickly. So I had to try again. Yet again, I was so determined to beat them, I didn't even think about the fight. It was already turning day when I started the fight. And if it turns day, they despawn. Don't despawn, don't despawn, don't despawn. So, I didn't win again. But at this point, I failed 5 times to the same boss. I was not going to lose again. I was determined, and I just used my technique. Slowing down when it got too far away, speeding up when it got too close. I was not going to die, I was not going to let it despawn, and I was just going to shoot the fucker in the face, dodging its bullets whenever I could, until eventually, I beat that fucking bitch. Cause all I do is win, yeah! Killing the bosses dropped hollow bars, which I made new armor with to take on the final of the 3 mechs, Skeletron Prime. Unlike the last boss, I couldn't keep my distance with this one. I needed to get up close and personal, and it was a heavy hitter. Luckily, I had my new armor, so it helped me defend a little bit, and my new weapons, which beat the shit out of it, but I was taking hit after hit, getting real fucking low. Eventually, though, I took that bitch out, killing all 3 mechs, getting an achievement. That's 3, baby! All 3 got! I then used all the different souls the bosses dropped, and the bars they dropped as well, to make this new pickaxe, which is another achievement. Now that I beat these 3 mechs, I have to head over to the jungle, with his new ores, and plants, and a big boss I eventually need to take out. Oh, I got a life fruit! Life fruits up your health by like 10 HP, and you can get like a maximum of 10 of them, so they're useful to have. Now I went mining for all of the new ore that was inside of the jungle, to craft myself some new armor, and get ready to fight the next boss. I found the bulb, which spawns the next boss, and I built a little arena around it, ready to take it on. I then went down to hell to go collect the tax collector. It's an NPC, and I need to get all the NPCs for an achievement. Hey! I then went back to the jungle to try and fight Plantera. While there, I actually killed this skeleton called Tim, which was an achievement apparently. I don't fucking know. Kill Tim! Too easy. Anyways, time for the boss battle. I broke the bulb and started the fight. This was my first time ever fighting Plantera, so I had to learn all the moves as I went. I figured out that it was a boss that you just had to circle around around and just shoots. But I realized this boss arena I built for it was way too fucking small and I died. So I started expanding the arena. But while I was expanding, I just placed torches everywhere so no mobs would spawn. But that summoned some weird evil monster in the darkness or something. I don't really understand it. I even wikied it. Still don't understand it, but because I survived and didn't die, it gave me this weird torch thing, which was an achievement. I then went up to the sky to make a mushroom sky island, which was an achievement. While getting ready for round 2 with Plantera, the mushroom NPC moved in, which was an achievement. Then I fought Plantera. I actually knew all of the moves this time and had plenty of space to move around in, and with all my new tools and weapons I've gathered over time, I beat that bitch quite easily, to be fair. I went back home and all the NPCs had now moved in, which was an achievement. The last NPC to move in is the princess, and when I went to speak to her, she was just super fucking happy, which was another achievement. Why are the princess so happy? Why are you so happy, yo? I love being surrounded by others. Fucking loser. NPCs have happiness, and when you get an NPC to 100% happiness, that's an achievement. So that's what happened there. I then headed down to the jungle temple, which was the next place on my list to go. I died very quickly because I've never been here before. At this point, I've never got this far into the game, so it was all new to me. But when I headed back down, I found a summoner for the solar eclipse in a chest, and I knew I needed to use a solar eclipse to be able to get the next weapon on my list. So during the solar eclipse, I died a fuck ton, but I eventually got the broken hero sword. If I combine this with True Light's Edge and True Excalibur, the 2 weapons I've been using recently, I create the Terra Blade, which is an achievement. It's one of the best swords in the game. Then the Blood Moon rose, and I went fishing because I was on the hunt for every slime NPC. I just got all the normal NPCs, so I need to get all the slime NPCs too. And while fishing, I fished up the new slime NPC, and I got a bunch of fish from it, so I went to speak to the fisherman, and I got an achievement for getting a quest fish. Now, this is something I've been trying to avoid since day 1. There's 5 different achievements with the angler. 1 for getting 1, 1 for getting 10, 1 for getting 25, 1 for getting 50, and then for some reason, they skip 100 and just go to 200. So I need to get 200 quests with this one fisherman guy, and you can only do 1 a day, so it's gonna be a fucking issue. So that's later me's problem. I then went back to the jungle temple and started looting it all, till eventually I found a boss room where I knew I had to fight the next boss. I summoned it in, and it was Gollum. I've never fought this boss either, but it turns out this bitch is weak as fuck. Literally, I beat him first try without an issue. I beat him like 3 more times afterwards. He was a piece of piss. God damn. That's crazy. I then headed back over to Skeletron's dungeon because there are chests in there I now need to unlock. So I needed to figure out what keys I needed. But while down there, I killed this guy that dropped some loot, which is apparently an achievement. Oh, fuck it. Sometimes there's random achievements. Then on my travels, I saw this random butterfly, and I don't know why, but I instinctively just killed it, and it spawned in the Empress of Light. I didn't mean this is a boss, which is insane. It's like the most insane boss in the game. It just flies around doing a bunch of light thing that hurts you. It's very hard, apparently, seeing as I died very quickly. So I'll get to that later. That's fair. Anyways, another blood moon happened. I killed the groom. Cool achievement. Then, you know where I fought Skeletron like 12 minutes and 46 seconds ago? Well, I expanded that boss arena to fight the next boss, Lunatic Cultist. Turns out, hard boss. When you only have 4 bosses left in the game, they're all really hard. After losing that fight, I thought it was time to do some just generic achievements. So I made some bee armor, used the bee gun, which was an achievement, and then it was time to do some fishing. I started fishing in the ocean. Then I remembered, oh, there's an achievement if you fish in lava. So I went down to the underworld, fished in lava, achievement, and I just kept fishing until I was able to get the fisherman's pocket guide, the weather radio, and this binocular looking thing. I was able to get 10 quests done for the fishing quest, which is 1 extra achievement. You know, that's only 5% of the way there, so you know, that's something. Then I took those items I got from the fishing quests, merged them with a bunch of different shit, and got a cell phone. Finally, I can go on Tinder. After that, I saw an alien probe, and I thought, shit, they're coming for my ass! But turns out they ran away and called the entire armada to come fuck me up and get my ass. So after beating the shit out of them, I got an achievement. After that, I thought, I need a little bit of break from this chaos. I'm gonna do a little bit of gardening, plant a few pumpkins. While I was waiting for those pumpkins to grow, I crafted a bunch of different dyes, put them in all my equipment slots, which was another random achievement. Then I collected up all my fresh pumpkins to craft this pumpkin summoning boss thing. I don't fucking know. It summons a bunch of Halloween themed pumpkin mobs and stuff. I didn't actually beat the 15 waves for the achievement, so I have to come back to that later. But I did kill a massive tree and get this little broomstick from it. This broomstick allows you to infinitely fly. Very fucking useful. I then crafted this snowman thing, which is the same thing as the Halloween, you know, a bunch of waves. You have to get the wave 15 to win. I failed that as well. I'm really shit at this game. But I did get this little minigun from one of these robot Santas. This thing shoots fast and hard. I then decided I want to get more just random achievements off the list. So I crafted this rainbow rod, which is an achievement. I then wanted to kill the pink slime for an achievement. But I was really having trouble trying to find it. So I followed this YouTube short, which was by a really cool creator you should subscribe to. And after an hour of AFKing, used this really cool method I like to call keyboard on top of mouse. Eventually I killed him, which was another achievement. And then headed over to this rainbow biome because I was looking for a key for that dungeon from earlier. I ended up killing a rainbow slime, which was another achievement. I eventually got the key, went to the dungeon, opened up the chest, and I got the rainbow gun. If I go onto a unicorn and use the rainbow gun, that's the achievement from the intro, remember? Anyways, went back to the jungle, got all the hearts I need for maximum health, which is another achievement. And then I decided I'm gonna fight all the mechanical bosses at once, because that's an achievement, and I'm pretty good now. I can take on these 3 fuckers, and I actually could. Really quite easily, actually. Honestly, not too bad. I then wanted to get a few more achievements off my list. I made this shield, which I needed to craft a bunch of stuff together to make, but it was quite useful. Another achievement. I then used the golden insect to make a meal, which was another achievement. I then bought this drone from this cyborg guy, flew it up into space, another achievement. And then went to the ocean and started fishing using truffle worms, because I was looking for Duke Fish Rod. This is a boss I've never fought before, so I thought it'd be interesting. And also it's an achievement I need to get. This is the type of boss you have to dodge, duck, dip, dive, weave, and dodge. Not an easy boss, but I actually got through it first try, which is very impressive for me. Then the blood moon rose, so I thought I'm gonna fight that other fucking fish, the other fish up and fight. It's called a dread nautilus. Did that. It was actually really easy. I think I was meant to fight this a lot earlier. And then after fighting these pieces of piss, I thought I'm gonna go back to that cultist guy from earlier. Went over there and he didn't like me coming back. He was pissed off for some reason and started fighting me. I don't fucking know why. And this is probably the hardest fight I've actually had a chance of winning so far. He was throwing anything at me he could. Magic, dragons. He was duping himself on multiple levels. This wasn't easy. But I actually was able to win this time. The fucking bitch took him out and 4 pillars spawned in. Now, once I destroy all 4 of these, I can fight the final boss of the game. So I headed over to the first pillar and just started fighting all the monsters. You have to kill all the monsters, and once you've killed enough of them, then you can actually start attacking the pillar and take it out. And after doing that for all 4 pillars, it was time to fight the final boss. I don't know if I'm ready to fight the fucking Moon Lord, you know. Ready or not, it was coming. Once you destroy the 4 pillars, it spawns in no matter what. So I had to prepare myself. I drank every potion I had, and it spawned in. Now, I've never fought this boss like the many bosses that came before. So as I went, I learned his moves. Learned to dodge here, not get hit here, all that malarkey. But he was strong, and I needed to dodge more hits than I was taking. So after trying my goddamn hardest, he killed me. Okay, round 2, baby. So round 2 began, and I thought I knew more of the technique now. I knew to fire the gun when I was further away, use my sword when I was close up, get the eyes out of the way, then get to the big eye in the top, and then go to the heart in the middle. I thought I knew all the techniques, but it turns out he's a very fucking strong boss. Well, you know what they say, 3rd time's the charm. Well, you know what they say, 4th time's the charm, right? Okay, this time it was 5th. 5! On the 5th attempt, I actually beat that bitch. I knew when to dodge. I knew what hands to go for. I knew when to go for the head. I knew when to run away because I was low, and then go for that fucking heart in the middle and do the real damage. And after persistence and 5 minutes of constant fighting, I actually won. I beat that bitch. Come up. And I've never been so happy in my life. Fuck you! Give it to me. As the credits started to roll, I realized I only have 15 achievements left. My journey is almost over. It's me! I sat in that moment for a second. And then got straight back to work. I ain't done yet. I fucking killed those towers a bunch of times. I killed the Moon Lord a bunch of times. Eventually I got a yo-yo from him, which was another achievement. And I made a new set of armor which helped me summon a bunch of minions, which was for another achievement. Summon 9 minions at once. I then started tying up a bunch of loose ends. I went to the jungle and found this specific frog, which if I cure, becomes another slime. Remember I wanted all the slimes earlier? Well, this was the final one. Apparently I got the other one somewhere along the way. I don't know when. I then went and fought those goblins from another dimension. I briefly mentioned them earlier. It's kind of boring, so I just got them out the way now. Had to fight this big dragon, which is pretty cool, but I'm way too powerful now for this to even be a problem. Now at this point, I almost have every single sword I need to combine to make the best sword in the game. So I went and fought Moon Lord a few more times to get the other sword that he drops, and then I went back and fought the Pumpkin Moon. And after killing a bunch of these pumpkin guys, eventually I got the sword from them. And the last sword I needed to go kill a UFO, and I've done this plenty of times, so this was a piece of piss. Combining all these swords together, I got the Zenith, the best sword in the game. Let's just take a look at the new sword. About 8,000 damage per second. Crazy. And then when I did the Frost Moon, completed that, piece of piss. I'm too powerful now. And then I went to the jungle to try and find this obnoxious achievement. You Dr. Bones? You're just a zombie. Are you Dr. Bones? I have to find this particular zombie called Dr. Bones. No. And I just haven't found him yet. And it took me too long to actually find him. It was just luck based. But eventually, I found it. Found that bitch! I found the bitch! I found the bitch! I found the bitch! Then it was time to do something which I didn't want to do. I had to cheat. Basically, there's an achievement for something that you can only do at Christmas. So I guess we're going to Christmas. The date is now December 25th, 2025. And during Terraria's Christmas season, you can get presents from mobs. There's a like 2.75% chance you get a snow globe, which summons a snowman army. I need to kill those guys for an achievement. So I got a bunch of presents, opened one up, got the snow globe, fought the army, piece of piss. But now it was time to cleanse the earth of all the corruption. This is a job that is a pain in the fucking ass. So you just open up Netflix, chuck something on, and get izzy wizzy, let's get busy. Cleanse the world of all the corruption with this hose. And after too long of cleansing the earth, I spoke to the druid and they were happy with me. I 100% cleaned the world. I think I'ma go sleep. Good morning, gamers! Time to do some obnoxious fishing. And when I say obnoxious, I mean obnoxious. Like I said earlier, I have to do 200 of these obnoxious quests where I just have to go fish, give it in, fish, give it in. It was very time consuming and just boring, but eventually after perseverance, I finally got through it. It's time. One achievement left to see if this bitch knows what we're dealing with. Don't you notice how What the fuck was that? Okay, obviously I need to prepare a bit more. Listening to you, I find out some new soulmate. She's so perfect, blah, blah, blah. Oh, how I wish you'd wake up one day. Run to me, confess your love, at least just let me say. Fuck you, bitch. But when I talk to you, won't you bet what's right through and shoot fire through my heart. Fucking hell. That's every goddamn achievement, for God's sake. This shit is just too easy. Thank you so much for joining me on this 60-hour journey. If you made it this far, surely you must have liked it a little bit. So please give this video a like if you don't mind. And comment down below anything else you want to see me do or play or just anything. Subscribe.
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck.